Party people in the place to be, not live from 58 Dream Street. We're James with the Games, coming to you from the future, or at least the future timeline within the context of this Ultima 6 playthrough, with a mea culpa. I somehow lost the recording of this particular episode. Episode 13, I think. How about that for luck? So, yeah, I don't know what happened, because every other contemporaneous video stream I was doing is there. I guess the underlying thing of what happened is that I did not, or have not, enabled just auto export. Why am I exporting the videos manually from Twitch to YouTube? I don't know. So here we are. My plan has been, because there's been a hiatus here in the publication of the YouTube videos, to reconstruct what I did, and I thought I'll fire up the game and I'll reenact it. So I needed to clear time my schedule for that and all that. And when I finally did clear that time, I discovered, and those of you who are already familiar with the game will understand what I'm getting at, that there's something about my end game save game that prevents me from recreating a state in which I could go and do those things without spoiling things for viewers who are new to the game. And so I'm not open to starting the game over and leveling the characters up enough to do the things. So instead, I'm going to take you on a tour. I believe I've come to understand what is lost from the missing video, and I'll walk you through it. Or you can skip to the next video if you don't care that much. At any rate, we'll be back to publishing these things. So here is our map of Britannia. I'll just there, zoom it in a little. And while I ended up in U at the end of the previous episode, having just visited, what's his name, down here in the woods, the mage, I believe that what I wound up doing was largely a tour around the islands, starting with the Serpent Isle, but I can't remember what I did there, and then progressing to Blackthorn's former castle island, the Isle of the Avatar, and then up to Moonglow before coming back to New Magintia to end, where we'll pick up next time. I don't remember doing anything of significance in Serpent Isle, in Serpent's Hold. Serpent Isle being a whole different location that we'll get to in Ultima 7 Part 2. From there, though, the most significant part of the episode was coming here and finally actually getting into Sutek's lair with the mix of spells and I think I might have also used a powder keg. At any rate, I had all the stuff that I needed to get in there to kill my way past the killer bunnies, the two-headed and aggressive angry cows, and make my way into the castle. Got into the castle, and there we finally got to meet Sutek the Mad. Now Sutek did not have a portrait in Ultima 5, where he was an isolated hermit living on a different island in the sea near Britannia, or near Britain, and his role in the story there is when you find him, he explains to you how you can defeat the Shadow Lords. He's a pivotal character, a wise and balanced character. He knows what he's doing. He serves the forces of virtue. He's a good guy. He's completely lost his mind by the time we meet him in Ultima 6. So not only, this is not the guy that I was picturing when I was speaking to the helpful Sutek in Ultima 5, but even the picture sells it short, because this guy looks eccentric. He's got the magic armor glow on his hair and beard, and besides that, a kind of mad gleam in his eye, and a silly grin on his face. He seems eccentric, right? Perhaps not terrifying. Well, hold on. Get this. I closed it. One sec. Gotta go to the Ultima 6 transcript because I'll take you through the conversations there. Well, first you get into his castle, and even getting into the castle, it's been turned into a house of horrors. Danger fields of all kinds, electric fields, poison fields, fire fields. There are more two-headed monstrosities that want to attack you. There's all kinds of switch puzzles and traps. It takes a while just to get to his lair, and his lair is a horrifying butcher's shop, basically. It's a very violent-looking place. In fact, perhaps I can show you. I think I might have an image. One sec. Yes, I do. This is his working area. He's got a guillotine. He's got similar equipment to what like Zhao has, except he doesn't. He seems to be using those saws for probably horrible things. Now maybe this is people blood. Probably some of it is. Maybe some of it is just his work of making the chimera hybrid, the horrors that he's creating. Probably spills some blood. But at any rate, you get to them. You get to him and you see a white-haired mage in flowing robes with a mad gleam in his eye. Well, here's how that conversation goes. First he says, "Get out! Flee before the awesome wrath of the mad mage Sutek." Hold on, maybe it looks better if I'm reading it off of this screen. You say name. "The name Sutek strikes fear in the hearts of mere mortals." Ask him his job. "Sutek the Mad is the greatest mage the land has ever known." At this point, you're like, wow, you're calling yourself Sutek the Mad? If you follow up on that, you say mad. He says, "Yes, Sutek is mad. They say there's a fine line between genius and madness. Well, Sutek hops up and down on that line, cursing the fools that surround him." Oh my. Now we're here because, as far as we know, he's the last possessor of information about the balloon. So we ask Balloon, and he says, "Balloonist? Yes, Sutek remembers him. Charlotte the Weaver's father, I believe. He died in Sutek's catacombs, like most of the others who have ever worked for Sutek." Yikes. Oh my. Well, I say, catacombs, you say. You have your own catacombs. "Sutek hired many brilliant engineers to build the catacombs that lie beneath his castle. The catacombs are filled with the bones of those engineers. The push-me-pull-you knows where all such bones can be found." The push-me-pull-you? "Sutek created the push-me-pull-you as a test for fools. If you can pass the test, you will learn what you wish to know." At this point I say bye. He said, "What? Sutek grants thou a piece of wisdom to take to thy grave, and thou refused it? Then thou must die." But he doesn't attack. So we left him in peace. Not a ton of peace, but some peace. I believe he also has a couple of questions he can ask you, but I don't know that I triggered them. If I did, well, here's what they are while I'm looking at the transcript. "Even the Avatar acknowledges the power and wisdom of Sutek. Don't you, sir or madam?" It says gender here in the script. In the transcript, you say yes. He says good. You say no. He says no. Then you must die. And then similarly, he'll ask you if you're looking for employment. And if you say yes, I'm looking for employment, he says, "Too bad, I'm not hiring." But if you say no, he gets mad at you for turning down a job and wants to kill you. Okay. Down into the catacombs. The catacombs is just another bunch of fighting chimera horrors, hybrid beasts. Got to open the door for Abra. Interruptions like this, even in a non-live version. And yeah, switch puzzles, traps, two-headed horrors, including two-headed silver serpents. Lots of different things with two heads on either, not coming both from their shoulders. They're all joined at the waist with their heads facing in opposite directions. There are logistical problems there that we don't want to think about too much. At any rate, eventually you come to a fork in the corridors and a two-headed horse. And if you talk to this two-headed horse, you find that there's a second talking horse in the Ultima universe. Technically, I guess 3 if you count the both ends of Push Me Pull You as separate entities. So Push Me Pull You looks like this. Here, I'll make Push Me Pull You a little bigger. And has mild animation, just flipping back and forth to imply that sometimes one of the heads is talking to you and other times the other is. You can never quite be sure which one is talking to you, but it characterizes the idea that they're switching. And if you talk to them, they're basically a very simple variant of the, they're a knights and knaves puzzle in one sense. Like one of them always tells the truth, one of them always lies. But more so, they're a simplified variant of the puzzle, the logic puzzle, where you encounter 2 talking statues, one that only lies, one that only tells the truth. There's a treasure chest. One of the buttons opens it. One of them kills you. You have one question that you can ask to one of the statues to try to figure out how to open the treasure. And the answer to that puzzle is to ask a nested question. Because if you ask the statue that always tells the truth, if I were to ask you if I should push the button on the left, what would you tell me? Well, he's going to tell you the truth about what he would tell you. Like, he's going to answer the what would you tell me part honestly. And when he told you that, it would be the truth, because he always tells the truth. Two truths. Truth times truth is truth. So whatever the truth-telling statue says, if you say, should I push the switch on the left? If he says yes, then you can trust him. And you can push that switch. And if he says no, there's only two, so you press the other one. If you ask the lying statue, if I were to ask you, should I push the switch on the left? What would you tell me? Well, he's going to lie about what he would tell you. So he'll tell you the opposite of what he would tell you. And the thing that he would tell you would be a lie, which means the thing that he lies to you turns out to be the truth. The lie he tells you reveals what the true answer is. Two negatives. Two lies. Resolved to a truth here too. So if you say, should I push the switch on the left? If I were to ask you, should I push the switch on the left? What would you tell me? The statue, the lying statue will say no if you shouldn't push it, if it's the other switch. Or he'll say yes if it is. Because he's double lying. He's lying about what lie he would tell you. And since these are all binary questions, yes, no, A, B, left, right, truth, lie. Because they're all binary questions, they flip to the other direction. So if you know they're both lies, you figured it out. Okay, so anyway, they're a simplified version even of that, because here's how the dialogue goes. You talk to them, and picture the thing constantly flipping between sentences here, the image. It says, stand over here, stand over there, come hear our puzzle anywhere. If you say name, you get the first sense of what you're getting into here. Should I answer you today? If asked tomorrow, I would say that my partner and I are the push me pull you, and speaking in riddles is what we do. But which is a pull you, and which is a push me? If you'd asked yesterday, I'd have told thee. And if you ask push or pull, then they say things like, if you ask my partner, thinking him wise, he'd tell you the push me always lies. Or if you ask my partner, then forsooth, he'd say the pull you always speaks truth. So, if you say anything to them about their puzzle, for example, job, because their job is to present the puzzle, riddle, puzzle, well now, they say, my partner said you should go west, then he would be a lying pest. If my partner said you should go east, then he would be a lying beast. Or, if my partner said go east to you, then he'd have said that which is true. If my partner said to you go west, then his advice would be the best. Wait. Right. So then, if you follow up with east-west, this is where you get the reveal. If you ask my partner which was best, he'd say east lies beasts, so go quest west. And so the answer is to go I think the answer is to go east. Geez, I said this was simplified, but I didn't fully think through the logic. Give me a second here. If you ask my partners which was best, he'd say east lie beasts, so go quest west. You don't know which one of them you're asking. You don't know if it's true or false, but if you ask my partner, well, the truth person is going to tell you the true lie that the other one would say, which means east is not where the beasts lie. You should not go quest west. You should go quest east. And likewise, the liar, if you ask the liar what his partner would say if asked, then the partner would actually say the truth. Don't go west, go east. But the liar is going to lie about that. So he'll also say, east lie beast, so go quest west. If asked about each other, you need to flip the answer they give you. That's true in the statue puzzle too. So, based on that, you now know to go east, and then it's just some stuff, and you get the balloon instructions. Hooray! That was the big thing I really threw myself off for a while, second guessing myself, because at the very start of the next episode, I say that last week was very productive. But I can't think of anything I accomplished except that. Maybe I found some of the balloon pieces, but I didn't liberate any shrines. I didn't find any runes, I don't think. The one rune that eludes me was still the Moonglow rune. So, hey, if you're following along with this playthrough, and you figure out that there are things I must have accomplished there, let me know. I'll record a new version of this for future viewers to be well informed. At any rate, I left Sutex Island. I came here. I might have, tried to go to where the codex is. Can't remember. What I definitely did do is go to the Shrine of Humility and try it again. I still couldn't hit them. Couldn't land a single hit. So I need more powerful magic or higher dex. So that still has to wait. Shrine of Humility, hey, it's humbling you. Then, up to Moonglow, where, speaking of being humbled, I searched long and hard for the Moonglow catacombs and did not find them. Those of you who are familiar with the game know that in the end, the answer to how you get into the catacombs is kind of silly and counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense where there are multiple entrances to the catacombs, and none of them are in a place where you would think that the town would put access to the giant mausoleum where all their dead are buried. Because people want to visit their deceased relatives sometimes, right? You'd think. I don't know. So anyway, and then I guess I went to New Magintia, where I don't know that I did anything. Maybe I did. If you figure it out, let me know. And that was that. Takes a lot less time to describe than to do. Probably a lot less funny and energetic too, for which I apologize. But this returns us to being able to, or returns me to being able to keep putting this out. So soon enough, we'll have the complete playthrough, and I can get back to the rest of my back catalog. I can have this weighing on my mind. Because not only was every day went by and I wasn't doing this to get back on track, I was feeling bad because I know some people were enjoying watching the playthrough on YouTube. Hopefully you still are. Hopefully you found it again now that I've started publishing it again. And then also just, if you are also a smart kid, or perhaps especially a smart kid with undiagnosed ADHD, you might know the feeling of growing up and just absolutely hating it whenever you make a mistake or are wrong. Just like feeling like, oh no. So the video being missing has also been weighing on my mind, but now it's replaced. So I feel good about that. Hey, cool. That's all there is. If you watched this, thanks for watching all of this stuff. I'm really enjoying it. Sound off in the comments if you put together that I missed something that I did in this episode, and I'll record a new version of this. And then on to the rest of them, which are all normal, because there are no remaining gaps in the record. I've got all the rest of the videos. So, hey, cool. If you stuck around to the end here, thanks. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice. But I'm still glad you came. So thank you. And until the next time that you click on one of my videos, or if you come over to Twitch and watch live, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.